These fools, they'll never learn.
Hello everyone, and welcome to the
Food for Thought podcast.
I thought we were going to do Foo for Thought.
Oh, well, we didn't discuss that.
No, we
before.
didn't. I don't know why. I don't know
We
why
didn't
I
discuss
assumed we would
that.
do that. Hey everyone, we are Food for Thought podcast. We are a bi-weekly martial arts cinema podcast where I sit down with Devan.
'Tis I.
And some other guy called Cyrus. But guess what? Cyrus is not here.
Yeah.
No, it is not due to his cyst that he announced last episode. If you did not listen to last episode, Cyrus announced that he had a cyst at the top of a very intimate area. And it's not because of that. It's because Cyrus is basically working. He has to do overtime because
He's a worker drone.
Yeah, he's very, very busy in work at the moment. And in order to catch up with his work, he has to work weekends. I'm his boss, so I should technically let him off for the podcast. But he
chose it.
He chose it. He dictated to me that he has to work. It is not me dictating to him. So it's got nothing to do with me. Yeah, so hi, everyone.
Toodles.
Toodles is
goodbye. Oh, that is goodbye, isn't it? Never mind. Hi.
Is Toodles British? You don't use that in America, right? Or do you?
I mean, I've heard it. Where I've heard it, I don't
just
know.
Used it very wrong, though.
I did, though. I don't know. I felt like saying it.
You should say howdy.
Howdy, y'all.
Pretty good. Pretty good. I used the term partner in work the other day.
Did you? Did you say howdy, partner?
Yes, I did. No. I made a slideshow, and I put in a cartoon of a cowboy.
Okay.
And I said, something, 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 partner.
Gotcha.
Because I thought you Americans would love it. I tell you what, it went down like a lead balloon. No, it went down okay, actually. People kind of appreciated the irony of me.
I bet your boss. Did your boss appreciate it?
She did.
I thought so.
She did.
She's a Texan.
She is a Texan, yes. My boss is a Texan, a Texas gal, born and bred.
Indeed.
Yes. Probably the most Texas person I've ever known.
Probably. She is. Actually, yes. Out of everyone I've ever met, she absolutely is.
She's got that drawl, y'all.
Yeah.
Yeah. When I say y'all, it sounds like Jackie Chan saying it in Rush Hour. You all. Yeah. Anyway, we are going to jump into a review of the podcast. You did want to mention we've got this little fellow, and everyone might.
Oh yeah, should we also mention that? Yeah, we're in our beautiful house.
Oh yeah,
that's pretty obvious.
Oh yeah, we're not in Cyrus's, obviously.
Yeah.
We're in a much more I don't know what the word is. Elegant abode. And yeah, we got this little weirdo, and in case you thought that Devan was scared of storms or something, so she had to clutch onto a little thing, I think Devan has a bit of a story to tell about it.
There's a local fair, a county fair happening in our area, and we went last weekend, and so they have a bunch of stuff, but they have carnivals, carnival rides and carnival games. So we played a carnival game where you had to throw darts at a balloon, and if you hit a certain number, then you get a stuffed animal. And I won myself this lovely stuffed animal. We had 5 goes. I got 4 out of 5. Mind you, never thrown a goddamn dart in my entire life. This was my first time, and I got 4 out of 5. Won myself this lovely. It's a sloth in a turtle suit.
Turn it around so I can see the shell.
I fucking love it.
There you go. It's a sloth in a turtle suit.
So yeah, so this little buddy just hangs out on our couch.
Yeah, I threw 5 darts and I got 5 balloons, and they said, you've won the entire carnival, you own the carnival now. So that's why I don't have a stuffed animal. I actually officially own the carnival now. As you may have guessed, I got 0 balloons, baby. Not a single one.
Crazy.
I threw like an absolute dildo.
That first balloon I popped, I was like, cool. And then when I kept popping, I was like, this is awesome.
You know what's worse? What's worse that she got like loads of balloons and I didn't. I did that whole thing where I'm just like, what you want to do is throw it like this. And I stepped up and I was just like, actually, when I was young, I used to play darts all the time. And then I missed every single balloon. And I felt emasculated and I felt humbled.
But then, I think Did your first two even like stick to the board? They just kind of
None of them did.
Oh, none. They all
They all
bounced off
the board. Yeah, they all bounced
my
off the
last one somehow threaded a bunch of balloons and just went right through right between them.
Yeah. You know,
Yeah.
if you're familiar with the comic book world, you may know the villain Bullseye from Daredevil. Yeah, I am the
Bullseye
absolute
right here.
opposite of Bullseye.
Bullseye right here.
She's our superhero over here. Honestly, I've never been more humble so quickly in my life.
It was great.
County fair, county unfair. So yeah, we had a good old time. Anyway, we had a nice time at the fair.
Yeah.
She had a better time than me, but that's okay.
That's about it.
That's the only story we have, right?
Yeah, pretty
All
much.
right. Let's go ahead and jump into the episode proper, as they say.
All right.
I put a poll up on Instagram, and I asked you guys, I said, what do you want from us? Do you want a dark Korean film, or do you want a Shapes classic? And, of course, you all voted for a Shapes classic. Now, we are going to do a dark Korean film next, just a heads up. The poll was for which order we do them in. But you all voted for a Shapes classic, and to be honest, I kind of picked the ultimate Shapes film, or what I think is the ultimate Shapes film. So today we are reviewing 1980's The Victim. It stars Sammo Hung, Lung Ka-yeon, aka Beardy, and Chang Yi is in there, Wilson Tong's in there. Yeah, just a pretty great cast all round. A certain database does say Lam Ching-ying's in this film as one of the henchmen, and I did not see Lam Ching-ying. I saw a guy that kind of looks like Lam Ching-ying, but I'm pretty sure it's not him.
I saw him. I saw him.
You saw Lam Ching-ying?
I saw
You
him.
went, there he is. I recognize him.
Yes.
Do you know who Lam Ching-ying is?
No.
No. Okay. Just checking. Yeah, I don't think I have any tidbits about this film. There's not really much out there in terms of like interesting factoids about this film. I will say it's directed by Sammo Hung, of course, and the fight choreography is just by an all-star bunch. Sammo Hung, Lam Ching-ying. So he was on this film. I just didn't see him. Lam Ching-ying, Yoon Biao, and Billy Chan. I'm not all that familiar with Billy Chan's work, but the lineup of Sammo Hung, Lam Ching-ying, and Yoon Biao is unbelievable. I'll talk a little bit more about Yoon Biao and what he contributes to the film a little later on.
Flips.
Flips. He probably did a few flips, but he also does something else, and it's it's a bit controversial.
Interesting.
But I will get to that later.
Okay.
All right, Devan. Let's get into it. Now, you have to say your opinion first.
Okay.
Because Cyrus is not here.
Correct.
So, what did you think of The Victim?
I thought it was good. I thought it was very good.
Very good.
Yeah, it was very good. Obviously, lots of fights. Lots of really great fights. Of course, especially at the end. It was a great film.
So I picked this film for a reason.
Yes.
Because not only is it an absolute shapes fest, and
Indeed it is.
In my opinion, I think if someone was to pressure me right now, I would say that Beardy against Wilson Tong is probably the second best fight scene of all time. My second favorite fight scene of all time. I shouldn't say the best, because that's subjective.
You're talking about the bad guy at the end. The fight at the end.
Actually, no, I'm talking about the second to last bad guy.
Oh, that rando who pops up towards the end of the film.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
They basically bring him in just because he's dope, and they're just like, "Oh, we need another fight. Let's have Wilson Tong fight Sammo Hung."
Got it.
Sorry, Lung Ka-yeon.
Got it.
And I think that. But I will say this: upon watching, our cat's being a bit of a fool, so we're gonna have, you know how it is. If you've watched this podcast and you've watched us do a solo episode, not a solo episode, but an episode where it's just us two, you know that the cat gets a bit annoying.
Yeah.
Anyway, after the Wilson Tong fight, you get Chan Ying versus Lung Ka-yeon. And I'll be honest, watching that fight again, which I haven't watched in a while, I haven't watched the final fight scene in this film for a while, it may be better than the Wilson Tong fight. It may be, in my mind. I would say that the last 20 minutes of this film is, dare I say, the greatest 20 minutes of kung fu work of all time.
It is very, very good.
It's so good. The finale, let's just call it the finale of this film, is magical, in my opinion.
It is very, very good.
I'll get more of the kind of onto why it's magical, in my opinion, a little bit later on. But what I was saying is I picked this film for a reason.
Mhm.
And the reason was I was 90% sure there was very little shenanigans in this film. If you're new to the podcast, Devan doesn't like shenanigans. What would you describe shenanigans as?
Just like really gimmicky, terrible jokes, terrible
Silliness.
little silliness. The drunk guy in this movie.
The drunk guy in this movie?
Yeah. I would say that's the shenanigans one. The exaggerated, like with the cross eyes, and
Was he drunk?
there was a drunk guy at the wedding.
Oh, he was also the assassin though later on.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
sorry, I got
Sorry,
confused.
that guy.
Sorry, I was picturing him as the assassin.
So yeah, just terrible like
By the way,
jokes.
if anyone knows for sure, can you please tell me whether the actor that plays the assassin and the drunk guy in this film, whether he's actually cross-eyed in real life?
I think he might be.
I think he is, because I think he's cross-eyed in every single film he's in.
I think he might.
So I think either that's his shtick or he's actually cross-eyed. I think it's that he's cross-eyed.
Yeah. But yeah,
Come
can you settle down, please?
Yeah, the cat's being an idiot.
Come on.
Yeah, she just stands on things, and we've got lots of buttons going, and we just don't want her to stand on anything that's going to cause a problem. So yes, I picked a film that I knew pretty much wouldn't have any shenanigans or hijinks that would upset Devan. Granted,
There's a bit.
It definitely has its moments,
Mhm.
but all in all, it's not that silly of a film.
No.
In fact, I'll even go one step further. I think the comedy in this film is solid.
I would agree.
I think there are some genuinely funny moments, and I am fascinated. All right, so obviously we know that Sammo Hung, Yun Biao, and Jackie Chan, as well as countless others, Yun Hua, Corey Yoon, all that good stuff, they all went to the Peking Opera School.
Right.
They all learned their trade at the Peking Opera School.
Right.
And everyone knows they learned their acrobatics and fight skills and blah, blah, blah at Peking Opera School, which obviously isn't the Peking Opera School. It's the, Beijing? Is Beijing now Peking? Oh my God. I think so.
I don't know.
Anyway, I really want to know. I want to learn more about... Sorry, I got a hair on my mic. About where they learned their comedic timing from. I like watching this film.
I mean, it has to be there.
It has to be, but I would love to know how that was taught to them. Obviously, it's theatrics, and I'm sure theatre has just as good comedic timing as movies do. But I would love to know how they instilled that in a bunch of children, because they were children when they went to the school, and how they taught comedy to them. Because I think Sammo Hung is a genius comedian. I think he's very, very, very funny. Now,
I would agree.
Granted, his comedy, for the most part, is of its era, because it was, it's hijink based.
Right.
But I just think as we go into his 80s era, I just think he really, really started nailing comedy a little bit more. So anyway, I'm fascinated watching this film. I'm fascinated about where he got.
So the thing that I think I've noticed is the films that we... Actually, no, that's not true, but maybe that's because Jackie's in it. For instance, like Wheels on Meals.
Yes.
Not a fan. Not a fan.
I just wrote a retrospective for that film.
The hijinks for that is off the charts. But
It isn't. No, it isn't.
Well, then okay, maybe not but the comedy.
It's boring.
You
I think
think?
my problem is that film was a bit boring.
I did not care for it.
Oh, I kind of like the comedy in that film.
But maybe but I'm trying to think if this is the case for all of them. But the movies where it's Sammo by himself, I don't mind them. I think they're not bad at all. As far as levels of silliness or comedy.
So you think Jackie Chan's the culprit for you? You think he's the one that brings the hijinks?
maybe a little too much, or maybe I'm not sure. But
Well,
but I suppose if I had to choose, I would choose Sammo.
Uh, I think you're right. I think that's why we've never watched Drunken Master and Snake in the Eagle Shadow. By the way, those two are like definitive classics and like Jackie Chan's ultimate, old school classics.
So I've heard.
We've never watched them because your brain would explode. You would despise them, but
Yeah.
I don't think that is Jackie's fault. I think that's Yuen Wu Ping's fault because Yuen Wu Ping, talk about a man that likes shenanigans.
Okay.
He was a big fan. But we will at some point be reviewing Jackie Chan's The Young Master, which I think, in my opinion, is his comedic masterpiece. I think he tones down the comedy. It's very slapstick, but it's very funny. It's like legitimately funny.
Okay.
So we will be reviewing that at some point soon, I think. Okay, let's get into the film.
All right.
Let's get into the film proper.
All right.
So we're not going to really go linearly. Is that a word?
Sure. Why not?
I don't think we're going to go too linearly in this film. I think we're just going to talk about what we enjoyed, what we didn't enjoy, some of the plot points. We're not going to go through and say this line was cool, this line wasn't, blah blah blah, because it's an old school kung fu film. It's not like the script is incredible. However, I will say that the opening line where he goes, an assassin is hired to kill Lung Ka-yan, and he says, "How good is his kung fu?" And the guy hiring him says, "Better than yours." Smooth. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. What did you think of the plot?
So initially, here's the only thing really that I'm confused about is the hole in the beginning, the bit in the beginning, the Phantom Killer.
Yeah.
Why was Sammo sent some sort of note to fight the Phantom Killer?
No.
Oh.
He sent a challenge to the Phantom Killer, and the Phantom Killer wrote back to him saying, "I accept your challenge." Remember, he's looking for people to teach him, so he's challenging people.
I didn't realize that Sammo wrote that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. Sammo wrote the first note to the Phantom Killer. The Phantom Killer wrote back and said, "Sure, I'll fight you." And then he was going to say, "If you beat me,
Right. No, okay. That I didn't realize the note was from Sammo.
Got you.
Okay, then never mind. Got it.
Yeah, I think the plot in this film is so simple.
Yes.
And I think this film also subverts expectations. I think most people who are familiar with Kung Fu films coming to this film for the first time, you're going to think Lung Ka-yan gets killed and Sammo Hung gets revenge. I think that's what is safe to assume. Did you think that was going to happen?
No.
Oh, you didn't?
No.
Interesting. I definitely, on my first time watching this, I would have gone, Beardy's going to die, Sammo Hung's going to learn Kung Fu to revenge him, or avenge him.
No, I figured they would team up. Especially when Rando guy popped up, and I was just like, oh, it's going to be 2 against 2.
Did you think Sammo was going to die?
No. Although that whole ending ruined the whole fucking movie.
Let's just say...
ruined the whole goddamn movie.
Let's just say that doesn't exist.
Okay.
The last scene in the film is garbage.
I was not pleased.
Yeah, it's pointless. I guess there's a question of, is that really Fatso? Is that actually really Sammo's character? Or is it not? Or is it just Beardy wanting him to be Fatso? But yeah, it's trash. I don't like it. I don't like it at all.
I didn't care for it.
By the way, shout out to Kung Fu Robber. If you don't know who Kung Fu Robber is, they make fan versions of movies. They kind of remaster, recolor.
I wouldn't say fan version, because I feel like that's like a reinvention.
Oh well, no. Okay, it's like I get what you mean. Okay, I get what you mean. I think the common phrase online is fan. Whatever.
Oh really?
Like fan edits. People make fan edits.
That's better.
People. Okay, it's
never mind.
Basically,
whatever.
Basically, they got the film and they changed the color, made it look as crispy and beautiful as possible, and it looks really good. I don't think they sell the film anymore, unfortunately, but I was very lucky to pick this up when it was for sale. And yes, it's a bootleg, but it's the nicest the victim has ever.
Looks great.
It looks great, absolutely great. Unlike if you go on YouTube, all you're going to see is horrible full screen Yeah, terrible stuff. Yeah, I think the plot of this film is so great. If you don't know, the film is basically Sammo Hung looking to fight people. If they beat him, they become his master, or he becomes their student, shall we say.
And he finds a good fighter and basically stalks him,
Stalks
trying
him.
to get him to be his master.
Yeah, but at least there's some good moments. So, we got to talk about the obvious. If you know Devan, you know one thing about Devan if you like this podcast, and that is she loves a 3-section staff fight.
Sure do.
Yeah.
I was quite happy that got brought out.
The 3-section staff got pulled out, and Devan uttered the term, "Yeah, buddy."
That's right.
And what did you think of that fight?
It was good. I enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah.
Sammo's great. I mean, yeah, Sammo's great.
I don't think there's anyone better than Sammo Hung with the 3-section staff. I don't. Oh, Young might be better.
Oh.
Who do you think? Gordon Liu?
My boy Gordon.
Get out of here. It's not as good as Sammo.
I'd have to watch them. I'd have to watch them back to back.
Sammo has a 3-section staff against 3-section staff fight in a film called Dirty Tiger, Crazy Frog. He fights Lau Wing, and both have 3-section staffs. Good lord, it's a beautiful thing.
I haven't seen that, so
I think you may orgasm.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Interesting.
For the first time. I think I think you'd really enjoy that fight.
Yeah.
I'll show it. It's a bit comedic at times.
Sure.
It's really good.
Okay.
Yeah, I think the good thing is with this film, it opens strong. It basically opens with the 3-section staff fight, and we get a little bit of empty-handed stuff as well. Sammo Hung moves like a
he does
monkey in this film.
Yeah, he does.
He's flipping, he's rolling around, he's
great
in the push-up position, bouncing, and he's doing all sorts.
He's
absolutely nuts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and from what I gathered, Sammo, not that it matters, but I only saw Sammo doubled a few times.
Yeah.
And that was just for some rough jumps and flips.
Yeah.
Nothing major. Also, Beardy, I was keeping a firm eye on Beardy.
Yep.
He is not doubled at all, apart from when
in
he
the
has
end.
to do flips.
Yep.
Yeah. When he has to do flips and like flying through the air at the end,
Yep.
he is doubled. But otherwise, fighting, that's all him, baby.
He looked great too.
Yeah. Oh my god. This is the one film I think that shows Beardy off more than any other film.
He looks very crispy.
Oh my god. No one talks about how strong he looks, how powerful.
Mm-hmm.
When he fights, so when he hits, but he does it to Sammo early on. Sammo is following him round, saying, like, you have to be my teacher, because, by the way, he beats Sammo in a fight quite easily. But he starts following him and saying, you have to be my you have to be my teacher. And Beardy punches Sammo in the face, and as he does, 2 tendons in his wrist stick out, and it looks like the most powerful punch. And, like, if you really analyze Beardy's body movement in this film, he's second to none. He's absolutely impeccable, and his style, like with his bent fist like that, his style is the Iron Cross style.
Okay.
It's so good. It's so good, and I don't think Beardy's look better. Some may argue that, like Thundering Mantis, he may look better. I don't think so. We're never going to do Thundering Mantis for this podcast. I don't think we're going to do Thundering Mantis. But you know how Beardy goes a bit bonkers at the end of this film and just puts all his all into it?
Yeah.
At the end of Thundering Mantis, we have a very, very similar fight where he's fighting the bad guy and he goes bonkers. He goes nuts at the end.
Okay.
And he uses, he's got Mantis Fist and he's beating him. And he beats the bad guy.
Okay.
And he eats him.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. He turns into a cannibal at the end and just starts eating the bad guy.
Oh, Lord. Okay.
Yeah, it's probably the wildest ending of any kung fu film I've ever seen.
Okay.
Because he does not eat people in the rest of the film. He just eats the bad guy at the end.
All right, then.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah, I think the plot in this is really nice, and it develops really nicely because you get the early on silliness, and then it keeps you on your toes. This film,
I would agree.
It's all of a sudden, who did you think was the shadowed killer? Did you think it was Sammo?
No,
I didn't think it was Sammo. I mean, I've seen this film 1,000 times, so I know it's Sammo. But when I first watched it, I didn't think it was Sammo either.
Yeah, no, I didn't think it was. I wasn't sure who it was.
Yeah, and then it's great when Sammo. So later on, we're skipping ahead, by the way. Later on, Sammo kills Beardy.
Right.
And it's kind of a shocking moment. She's like, oh my God, he's the killer all along. And then it turns out it's a double bluff that ends up being that Sammo didn't kill him.
Well, that much I knew. I knew he didn't actually.
Oh, you didn't think he killed him?
No way.
It'd be kind of cool if he did kill him.
Oh,
That'd be a really crazy twist.
Yeah, no, I didn't think he killed him.
Yeah, but ultimately, Sammo ends up dying.
Yeah.
Unless you take...
That upset me. And I was just like, why wouldn't you leave? Why wouldn't you get your mom out of there before, like, revealing, like, how you betrayed him, and having him wake up? I would have been like, okay, great, bye. Get my mom out of there, and then, Beardy gets up.
Yeah, you're right. So I want to talk about a scene in this film before we...
Oh, can I just mention one thing? One thing that's definitely happened a lot in this movie?
Yeah, of course you can.
Flaps. Flaps galore in this movie.
Who's calling me?
Spam.
No one, but they go into voicemail. Lots of slaps in this film.
Slaps galore.
Slap happens.
Children getting slaps and dudes getting slapped.
Beardy slaps Sammo about 1,800 times in this film. Slaps the shit out of him as well.
Slaps galore.
Yeah, there's a great bit at the end where Sammo just busts out like this clean, like he's kind of just moving his hand. It's like beautiful, like hand shapes. He's not moving the rest of his body, but he stops and then just slaps the shit out of the guy. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Now, I'm just going to talk about a scene that I really, really like in this film.
My notes.
And that is, I'm a big fan of the bathhouse scene in this film.
Yeah, that was funny.
I think it's one of Sammo's better comedic moments.
Flicks the penises.
He is flicking peen, and it's funny as shit. I laughed out loud.
Yeah. Flicks the peens.
So he if you don't know it, that sounds crazy, but he has a fight in a bathhouse, and all the men in the bathhouse are nude. They're totally naked. A lot of male cheeks in this film.
A lot of booty cheeks.
And it's actually one film where Sammo does not show his cheeks. So he's in a little towel, and he's looking for Beardy in this like really steamy room. Because it's a bathhouse, and he ends up fighting all these guys, and he ducks down and flicks them on the peen, and it's funny as shit. It's really, really funny. One thing I don't get though, he corrals all the guys and puts them in water in this one pool, and they're shivering. And I was like, wait, it's full of steam. Do they have hot water and cold water?
I was confused about that as well.
I was baffled. If you pay attention,
was it shivering because of cold water? Or was it shivering from fear?
Oh, I didn't.
I don't know, but I don't know how bathhouses worked back then. So
I don't know how bathhouses work at all.
Right.
I've never been to a bathhouse.
Right.
I'm not sure I'd ever go to a bathhouse.
No, gross.
You think it's gross?
Fuck yeah, it's gross.
You think there's lots of
just
foot fungus?
Just a big community tub with strangers coming in and out. Nasty.
Are we being culturally insensitive? you know who loves a bathhouse? Those Russians.
Yeah, I'm not trying to. I'm not saying I'm in any country. The idea of it is gross. If there was a bathhouse here, fuck no.
And the last thing you want,
I would not be partaking.
Is to be walking across the floor with Viggo Mortensen's nut juice.
Yep.
All over it.
Yep.
I don't mean his ejaculate. I meant sweat. And if you don't get that reference,
watch Eastern Promises.
It's
very good film.
No.
You should just stay here.
Everyone knows about that film.
You should just stay here.
Viggo Mortensen has a particularly nude fight in a bathhouse. I've never been. I don't know if I went to Russia. I don't think I would ever take part in one of their bathhouses. I'll tell you what I would like though. I don't know why I'd like this, but I kind of would. You know, Swedish massages when they hit you with those branches.
Mm-hmm.
I think I kind of like that in a way.
I'd give it a try.
Yeah, they beat the shit out of you, but I think it would be kind of cool in a kind of relaxing, weird way. But yeah. Anyway, where were we? Yes, the bathhouse scene, very, very good, very, very funny. Yeah, I just enjoyed the whole. I don't know, the whole atmosphere, the whole location of that particular sequence. I think it's very, very good, and it's very. It doesn't look like part. Oh, is she biting you? I don't know who's a worse host, the cat or Cyrus. Anyway, yes, enough about the bathhouse. But yeah, I think there's one slight problem I have with this film,
Yes.
and especially when it comes to the action, I have one particular problem,
Okay.
and that problem is too many of the fight scenes earlier on are one-sided. I feel like Beardy beats the shit out of everyone. No one's even got a chance of
True.
touching him. Even when he has his wife clutched to his back, which is, by the way, doing shapes while giving someone a piggyback,
Yeah.
bonkers.
Yeah.
And she is not a dummy.
No.
She's
No, not at
held
all.
on.
Yeah.
But doing shapes with the wife on your back, bonkers.
Yeah, I could see that. I could see that. I mean, they were still great fights.
Oh,
but yeah,
they're
but he was like decimating people.
Yeah, they're wonderful, but they're just a bit too one-sided. Beardy at times in this film is a little too strong. So Sammo, when Sammo fights,
yeah, that's true too.
I'd like to see someone just match them early on. Like,
just to break it up.
Yeah, maybe an assassin comes out and they don't just beat the hell out of the assassin. Maybe they have a bit of a just to split things up, just to break things up. I would definitely like that. I'm just going to go into my notes a little bit because I'm sure I had some notes. Let's see. Oh yeah, by the way, Carl Macker as the Shaolin Abbot in this film is so good, so good. When
he was good.
Yeah, I love the fact that he delivers a hell of a punch to Sammo.
I enjoyed his comedy.
I tell you what, this is the only film you'd enjoy Carl Macker's comedy in.
Oh, really?
He's the king of shenanigans.
Oh, no.
Yeah, he does some bonkers hijinks in a lot of films. Although I would like to do a film called Skinny Tiger, Fatty Dragon for the podcast. I'm not sure you'd enjoy it that much. It's a bit goofy, but it's a hell of a film. It's very, very good. Just going through my notes. Bath scene,
booty cheeks.
A jade eye patch is very cool.
That didn't look too bad.
Yeah, I thought it was cool.
That didn't look too bad.
Having a piece of jade as an eye patch.
Yeah,
that's dope.
That wasn't too bad.
Although I would have liked to know how Sammo actually blinded him. I know that it was during a game.
It wasn't Sammo. It was Beardy.
Beardy, sorry.
Yeah.
I would have liked to have known how he did it. Yeah, because they just say it's during a game. Like,
right.
What game allows you to blind someone?
I would assume it was an accident. I would hope it was an accident.
By the way, in this film, so there's a brilliant fight scene in this film, which is an all-staff fight. All-pole fight.
Yeah.
You a fan of that one?
Yeah.
Beardy with a pole is incredible.
Weapons. So I'm all about the weapons.
Devan loves a weapon.
I'm a weapons gal, as I've said.
Yeah. Yeah, so Beardy fight. This is, by the way, the best Beardy's ever looked with a weapon as well. The choreography for the staff fight is
great.
Unfucking believable.
It was great.
Some of the stuff he pulls off is just incredible. But there is a guy with a staff that's fighting Beardy. I swear to God, he looks exactly like Jason Tobin from Warrior.
Oh, I had to think of which character Jason. Yeah. I don't remember from the movie.
He looks exactly like him. When I first saw him, I was just like, that can't be Jason Tobin. Obviously, it's not.
Of course not.
But yeah, it looks exactly like him. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Look at the camera.
What?
You're looking at the screen instead of the camera.
Oh, I am looking at the screen. What am I doing? Sorry. Oh my God, I've been doing that the whole time. Sorry, guys. I meant to. It's hard because we got the screen here. I'm kind of looking at me, and okay, sorry. I'm looking at the camera now.
I think I do that too.
Yeah, sorry. I do apologize. Yes, I don't.
It's like you want to look at yourself to make sure you don't look stupid.
I look at myself to make sure that I'm looking at the audience, but I'm not.
The audience is there.
I'll tell you what, though, the Beardy's wife in this film, she suffers.
She does indeed.
She suffers.
Poor lady.
Firstly, she almost gets... I don't think you can say this word on YouTube, so I'm going to be careful. She almost gets
assaulted.
She gets assaulted.
Physically assaulted. Yes. Sexually assaulted.
Don't know if you can say that either.
Oh, really?
She gets... I'm going to say it, though, as well. Sexually assaulted. Almost. Well, she does get sexually assaulted. Then she has to essentially side with her assaulter. Is that a word?
First, I mean, they escape, and she has to live a life on the run.
Mm-hmm.
They have to live a life on the run, but then, in the end, they get captured or they get, cornered, set up by the bad guy, and her basically, her husband is getting his ass kicked and looks like it's about to die, so she sacrifices herself to save him.
She sacrifices herself to save him. So she says that I will live with my assaulter, and then she kills herself.
Yep.
She says, "I will not live with my assaulter. I will
No.
kill myself instead."
Yep.
And she stabs herself, which makes Beardy go a bit sad. And
Bad guy makes
Moon,
the bad guy upset.
Moon, get out of the way! Get out of the way! Looks like I'm riding a big cat now. Yes. So Beardy gets a bit sad, and then he goes. Also, I will say something that I was a little sad about for this film. No training sequence.
Oh, I guess not very. Very. Yeah, actually, no. I was about to say very little, but there wasn't really.
Just Beardy
there
practicing.
was Beardy practicing, and then that was it. That's a good point.
Which is kind of blasphemous in a film like this.
I would agree.
Because you want a good training sequence.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's kind of a letdown. I think that's the only thing that really lets this film down because, in a kung fu film, you got to have a training sequence.
I would
Everyone
agree.
loves a training sequence.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, they don't have one in this.
That's true.
It's a real shame. Wilson Tong gets randomly invited into the film out of nowhere. But like I said earlier, it's almost like they...
Is that Rando Fighter?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all of it. So it's towards the end of the film. We're at the bad guy's house, and this random dude pops up.
Yeah.
And is like, I guess, I want you to be my teacher.
So I got a question. Firstly, it's like they recorded the film for an hour and 20 minutes, and they went, needs to be 90 minutes long. And Sammo was like, called Wilson Tong, was just like, do you think you could just have a fight scene in this film? I was like, yeah, I'll come along.
Yeah.
Have you got like a plot for me? Is there anything about the character? No, you're just going to come in and just,
Just literally, that's why I called him Rando, because we learn nothing about him. He's just pops up to the bad guy, hey, I want to be your teacher. And then the next time you see him is his fight.
So I got a question for you.
Beardy, and then he's gone.
About his fight.
Yes.
So, Wilson Tong has a nickname.
Okay.
The nickname, I believe, was coined in the UK, as I think a lot of UK martial arts fans gave a lot of people nicknames. If you want to watch my interview with Rodney Shapes, we talk about nicknames for Kung Fu actors. Anyway, he has a nickname as his nickname is the Foot Doctor.
It's pretty good.
Pretty good.
It's pretty good.
So then, off the back of that, I have to ask you the question. How did you feel about all the leg work going on?
Oh, it was great. Yeah, the footwork in that was fantastic.
You're so right. The leg work in this film, there is none crispier. None crispier. The leg work in this film is absolutely bananas. It is so good. So good. And now I have to talk about the controversy with Wilson Tong.
Oh, really?
Wilson Tong is known as the Foot Doctor.
Mm-hmm.
In this film, he does a lot of foot-based, leg-based action.
Okay.
He's doubled by Yun Biao.
Is he?
I believe so. I believe the rumor, or it might even be set in stone, it might not be a rumor, that he was doubled by Yun Biao.
Just in this film?
Oh, yes, just in this film. I mean, maybe other films too, but yes, this film in particular. And since when he stood up, when Wilson Tong's doing his hand stuff, it's Wilson Tong.
Mm-hmm.
For the most part, I think. But that foot stuff, I think...
Why do we think this? How do we know this?
Like, I think someone said, maybe Sammo was said, or someone said that he was doubled by Yun Biao. It's like a well-known fact.
Oh.
But does that mean that Wilson Tong should not have the nickname the Foot Doctor?
Interesting.
Because this is the one film where he truly does the footwork or leg work. So, I don't know. Yun Biao, man, he was...
Then maybe Yun Biao should be the Foot Doctor.
Yun Biao, I'm pretty sure he's doubled everyone.
I mean, it sounds like it from
Pretty
what
sure he's
you've
doubled
told me.
at some point. Just went to work as me.
It sounds like it from what you've told
Yeah,
me.
Yumbiao's unbelievable. Now I think, don't quote me on this, but I believe he was doing the leg stuff for Wilson Tong. And that leg stuff, I will say honestly, it's hard for me to point out a favorite bit in this film, but I would say the leg work is my favorite because you see upper body shapes so often that you always appreciate like a great fight scene, and you can love a fight scene, and oh my god, this is the most wonderful choreography I've ever seen. But seeing legs do that, nuts. Nuts. You don't always see that. Yunwoo Ping did it in a few films. I think Dance of the Drunken Master, Yun Xiu Qian against Huang Zhangli. They get some leg stuff going on under the table. But yeah, in this film, it's unbelievable. I don't know who doubled Beardy, but honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if Beardy did that himself.
Yeah.
He seems to be able to do everything for some bizarre reason. Also, I've probably told you this before, not a martial artist.
No, I don't know if I've ever heard you say that, but I mean, you could have. But really,
Billy's a dancer.
it's very impressive.
He was found as a dancer, but one thing he got known for in the industry is that he was one of the people that could perform like 30 moves in a row perfectly. Like remember the choreography, and just they wouldn't have to cut away from him. He would just do like 30 moves in a row, and he would remember it perfectly.
I mean, he looks amazing.
Yeah, he's.
So I would not have known that.
If you have not seen this film, and you want to see a good Beardy film, pick this one up.
I would agree with that.
Yeah, there's not a great DVD or Blu-ray out there other than the Kung Fu Robber version, but yeah, again, I don't think that's easy to find anymore. But it's incredible. It's so good, and I think this film, what was this, 1980? So. Oh, I was going to say this film was the start of Sammo's like incredibly complex modern-ish shapes. Like it was so rapid that the choreography is so rapid and quick moving, but it's still old school style. But I think that might have started actually with Odd Couple. I think Odd Couple was 79, and I know that's just weapons work, but it's still very, very, very advanced speed choreography, I think. So maybe it started with the Odd Couple, and then it went into The Victim, and then I think, it might have even started with Warriors 2. I'm talking to myself now.
Yeah.
It might have started with Warriors 2. Warriors 2 was, 1978, and that has some pretty crisp stuff in it. So, I don't know. Sammo Hung, best fight choreographer of all time?
I mean, it's pretty good.
He's pretty good. That's a good way to describe him.
Pretty good.
He's pretty good.
I've enjoyed his films very much.
Yeah, I like Yunwoo Ping. In my mind, Yunwoo Ping is the greatest living fight choreographer, and I say that because I think he's managed to like last every single every single era of kung fu. He's done very old school stuff. He did stuff in the late 60s, early 70s. He did bashers. Late 70s, he did shapes. Early 80s, he did like modern stuff. He did In the Line of Duty in the 80s as well. Stuff like that. Miracle Fighters, he did crazy like magician gimmick-based stuff. And then in the 90s, he did The Matrix. He did Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. He could do wire work. So on and so forth. I think Yunwoo Ping is like his longevity is crazy. But Sammo Hung, in my opinion, has the best fight scenes as a fight choreographer. I don't think there's anyone better than him. And I don't know how he does it. His brain, I don't know how a brain works like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, the final fight scene in this film is one for the ages. Chang Yi, I think this is his best film. I don't think we've seen him before in a film.
Which guy was that?
He was the one with the eye patch.
Got it.
I don't think we've seen him in a film that we've done before. He's good. He's doubled a lot in this film.
Saw that, yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Very proud of myself for catching this.
Really?
Yeah. So yeah, it's just, and I've said this before, it's just, especially when they're moving so fast, trying to like follow everything and catch everything.
Yeah.
But slowly but surely, I'm getting better.
Yeah, I think that's a question I guess I have for you, and we can talk about this briefly because there's not much more of the film to talk about. But I guess I'd like to ask you. So,
yes,
I think when we first started this podcast, you hadn't
So
even
long ago.
so long ago. You didn't even know, I guess, what shapes were,
No.
and you probably hadn't seen a proper kung fu fight scene. You know, you'd seen
Probably
Ip
not.
Man, you'd seen like Matrix, you'd seen stuff like that, but
It's-
not an old
yeah.
school fight scene.
No.
And I guess all you thought was it was like, psh, 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 I will kill you now.
Yeah, all I knew about old school kung fu were just the dubs. and I, as hopefully if you know this about me by now already, I do not like dub. I will take subtitles all day every day.
She will not
It
tolerate the dub.
just I find dubs so distracting because the voices sound so ridiculous.
Oh, the dubbing at the end of this. For some bizarre reason, we watched it in Cantonese with subtitles, but for some bizarre reason, the last scene with Sammo was dubbed, and he calls
old man
Beardy baby.
Right? Old man Sammo pops up
Like,
at
good
the
luck,
end.
baby.
Right, yeah, it was weird. All of it was weird. But yeah, so that's all I knew. Nothing about fighting. All I knew about or all I saw was the terrible dub, and I was just like, well, this is ridiculous. So clearly these films have to be ridiculous. So yeah, I'd never watched any, but like you said, I'd watched like Ip Man. I think like I'd watched that by the first before we started.
Definitely.
I'd watched Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon.
The Raid. I mean, I
don't count that. Yeah,
arts,
but right. So I think that was probably about it.
So
I guess Romeo Must Die doesn't count.
But some Jet Li films do though. Kiss of the
Dragon. Kiss of the Dragon. I'd watch Romeo Must Die. The one terrible. Unleashed. I think I'd watch that. But anyway, yeah.
So upon now being a connoisseur of shapes,
yes,
as you are now,
yes.
Do you have a new opinion on them? Do you have a new kind of appreciation, dare I say, for them?
I do find that I like Sammo. I like the faster paced ones as opposed to the slower ones. It's just too slow. It doesn't feel like a real fight because the movements are far too slow. I like the faster pace because it feels more like an actual fight. When
Devan likes a bit of undercranking in her fight scenes, it seems.
Oh, is that undercranking?
Oh yeah.
See, yeah, that stuff I can't tell.
Oh, every kung fu film's undercranked.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, you think that it's not. Some films don't look. This film didn't look undercranked, in my opinion. It didn't look sped up at all. It is.
Oh, I can't tell that.
Yeah, I know you won't be able to tell in most films, but I think the general rule is that most films are sped up.
Oh, so it's not like something that you can tell.
No.
It's just something that is just a thing that you know.
Yeah.
Got it.
I mean, when you see an undercranked film that's really undercranked, you'll know it when you see it.
Okay.
There's a film called, we're probably not going to do this one, but there's a film called Blades of Fury, which is a Sammo Hung film from the 90s. It's like a swordplay film. For some bizarre reason on that film, Sammo went, you know what I love? Undercranking. You know what I love even more than undercranking? Undercranking the undercranking. And he sped that film up. It's insane.
Oh, okay.
It looks like fast forward. It looks like someone's put it on fast forward.
Okay, so probably like certain okay. I bet I.
You could spot it in a few.
I feel like swords. Sword fights probably are more like, especially the really fast movements.
Maybe
it would be the obvious.
But Duel to the Death that we watched, the one where they have like the sword fight on the cliffside at the end.
Okay.
That's probably undercranked. Although that one's quite busy, so you probably wouldn't be able to tell. Okay. But yeah, it's like
interesting. But yeah,
I think there's a lot of I was one of them, so I'm just going to talk about this for a second. I was one of those kung fu film fans that refused to believe they were sped up. I was like, no, Sammo doesn't speed up his film. Sammo can move that fast. And then when I watched an undercranked film that I spotted that was I knew was undercranked, I was like, see, this one's sped up. This is what sped up looks like. And then until like I started speaking to more fans of the genre, and they were just like, every single Jackie Chan film you watch is sped up. I'm like, well, Okay,
I
then.
suppose that makes sense.
It doesn't ruin the magic, though. It's
No,
just,
but I suppose, yeah, you can't physically move that
sometimes you
fast, I
can't
guess.
move that fast. Sometimes you just can't move that fast. But you watch behind the scenes of these films; they move fast. They're fast.
Sure.
But
Yeah.
Fist of Legend would probably be a good example of a film that we've watched that's undercranked. The
Which
Jet
one was
Li
that?
film, the Jet Li film where he plays, he fights the general at the end, the tall general, and he has a blindfold fight in it.
Don't remember.
In one ear, out the other.
Sorry.
I called you a shapes connoisseur. You are not. You are not. But no, I'm glad you've got a kind of newfound appreciation for the style of kung fu.
Mm-hmm.
I know you don't like every old school film. I know they're silly, and I still think to this day there are a lot that I would rather you not see that you would struggle with. I also,
Because what? Because you think I'll quit?
yeah.
Cyrus would quit.
One film, a few people. Yeah, Cyrus would hate it as well. I've had a few people ask me to sit down with you and watch Miracle Fighters. And funny enough, a film called Miracle Fighters just recently got a Blu-ray release.
Mm-hmm.
And I genuinely think you'd walk out the room. I think it is way too much for you. It is shenanigans upon shenanigans.
Okay.
Hijinks.
Hijinks upon hijinks. Hijinks upon shenanigans.
Yes. Very, very silly. Very over the top. Magic. Lots of magic. Lots
Okay.
of magic.
Okay.
I really think so. Yeah, I would love to do Miracle Fighters on this podcast. Guys, it's never going to happen.
Sorry.
We're not going to do Miracle Fighters. We're not going to do Shaolin Drunkard. We're not going to do Taoism Drunkard. It's just not going to happen. And
Sorry.
she's the reason.
Sorry.
Yeah. Also, I will say this, though. Speaking of things that...
Camera.
Oh, shit. Keep doing it. Sorry, guys. I love you. I'm going to look you right in the eye. Speaking of things that Devan doesn't like, I'm going to talk a second about something I don't like.
Okay.
Wilson Tong.
Okay.
Beardy. They're fighting. Hark! What is that I hear? Is it a fucking yawn coming from your side of the couch? A yawn? Echoes?
It's not. It had nothing to do with the film. I was just sleepy.
All right. I'll take it one step further. She yawns. I get angry. Seething. Then she asks me to pause the fight between Beardy and Wilson Tong. Not once, my friends. Oh, no. Not once. Twice.
I had
She asked
questions.
me
I
to
had important
pause
questions.
my shapes.
I had important questions.
You remember when... have you seen Black
At
Dynamite?
least I asked you to pause and didn't try to ask you while the movie was playing.
Have you seen Black Dynamite?
Yeah, didn't we watch it?
Yeah, probably. There's a scene where...
With Eddie Murphy. Oh no, that's Dolomite. Sorry. Good movie, by the way. Dolomite was great. Have I seen Black Dynamite?
Black Dynamite's Michael J. White.
No, I haven't.
Okay. There's a moment in that film where he goes, "Who's interrupting my kung fu?" That's what I wanted to yell at you when you asked me to pause my shapes.
Sorry.
But she did have, like, pertinent things to do.
Exactly.
Sometimes when
A
she's writing
pertinent
notes.
question.
Yes, writing notes or she has questions, she'll ask me to pause.
Right. Out of respect, so that we don't miss anything, so I don't miss anything. I can do what I need to do.
Out of respect.
And then we can start again.
You don't pause the kung fu. Guys, did I rewind? Oh, yes.
Yes, you did.
I rewound that motherfucker because I was like, oh, you made
We have to start. I'm surprised you didn't start the whole film over again.
Oh, I restarted the fight scene because you can't do that. You can't. No. You might have missed something. So we have to go back.
That's fine.
Pausing. A yawn.
Sorry. Jeez. You have to put up with.
You should have your eyes glued to the screen. All you should do is let out yelps and little squeals of joy.
Right, like you do.
I do.
Yeah, I heard you. I heard a couple while we were watching.
A lot of, ooh.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
All that.
Yep.
All that.
He does that.
Yeah. I do think there was something funny about this film. They have someone double for Beardy at the end, where he does like a flip or something.
Yeah.
And I love the fact that it's just a guy with a crudely glued-on beard.
Terrible.
I was like, is that Yun Biao? I don't think it is Yun Biao. I don't think it was him. But it was someone with a dodgy beard.
Yeah.
Also, why didn't anyone else grow a beard in Kung Fu? Why didn't Jackie Chan ever grow a beard, or Sammo Hung ever grow a beard? Yun Biao has a beard. There is footage and pictures of Yun Biao with a beard. I don't think he ever had a beard in a film. Does he have a beard in On the Run?
Is that why? I mean, obviously, I know he has a beard, but so that's why they call him Beardy. But it just now occurred to me that with anyone with a real beard.
Exactly. Yes, that's why Beardy's called Beardy, because he's the only one with a beard.
Oh shit! Now that I think about it, out of all of these films that we've
Jet Li's never have a beard. Gordon Liu doesn't have a beard.
with real facial hair and not horribly glued on facial hair.
Yeah. I think the other one, Fan Mei Sheng had a beard every once in a while. But Beardy is...
I'll be damned.
Yeah, Beardy's called Beardy because he's the only one with a beard.
I'll be damned.
Yeah.
Okay.
There you go. You've learned something new.
I have.
Now, you'd also be able to recognize Beardy whenever he pops up in the film because he's always got a beard.
Well, I knew that he was been in plenty of other films that we've watched.
Yes.
Recognized him.
He's also in a film where he does not have a beard that we watched.
We did. Which one was that?
Legend of a Fighter. We watched it a few episodes ago.
Okay.
It's the one where he has the Japanese teacher, the guy with the glasses that comes in.
Oh, right.
That's
He did
without a beard.
Yes.
Occasionally that happens.
Okay.
But in most, I'd say most films, he has a beard.
Okay.
Yeah. He's just legend. Great.
Listener questions?
Listener questions. You want to get onto them? I'm glad you liked this film, though.
I did.
And I'm glad you're finding like a new appreciation for shapes a little bit. I know you don't like every aspect, but I think the good thing is with Devan that when we get one that really caters to what she likes, she legitimately enjoys it.
Absolutely.
Like, she doesn't turn her nose up. Speaking to you like you're a child. But I think as a Kung Fu cinema fan, the fact that my wife now watches a Kung Fu film and can actually like a Kung Fu film. For example, Cyrus, he's not liked a single one. I don't think there's a single Kung Fu film we've watched for this podcast that he's actually
He says he's liked a few.
Black Mask. That was it.
He says there was one recently that he said he liked. I forget which one it was. I think
he enjoyed Legend of a Fighter. I think we all enjoyed.
That might have been that one, yeah.
But yeah, I think there are ones that Devan will never watch. For example, I will never have Devan watch Dirty Ho either. Although, surprise guys, coming up soon, perhaps in the early weeks of September, stay glued to the channel. We might have a Dirty Ho Fight Bites coming your way. Not with Devan though.
Oh, really?
We'll be teaming up with 2 other people from the Kung Fu cinema community
to
bring a discussion as to why Dirty Ho should be considered an absolute classic.
I feel like we're overdue for a Fight Bites.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm doing it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because it has been a while.
It's been a while.
You beat me to it. Okay. A few listener questions before we wrap up. We're trying to keep this one super short. Oh, we're not going to be less than an hour, but that's okay.
That's okay.
Alpha Rookie asks, question for the week's pod. Do you automatically purchase any and every martial arts or even Asian cinema Blu-ray from Eureka and 88 Films and other boutique labels? Or do you wait on any do you wait just due to budgetary restraints? Do you miss out on any of the newer releases? He says, example, I tend to wait every 3 to 4 months and then mass purchase all these big releases that fit my interest, but really only Eureka and 88. Don't dabble in German media books or Australian releases. Great question. Got a very simple answer to you. She would say I pick up every single one, and she would be wrong. Eureka, I almost pick up every release from Eureka. I don't know why. I love Eureka. But some of their recent releases, like I didn't pick up A Queen's Ransom. I didn't pick up A Man Called Tiger, although I might pick up A Man Called Tiger. But there's a few that I haven't picked up of Eureka's lately. They don't appeal to me all that much. Like Jimmy Wang Yu, I don't love Jimmy Wang Yu. I'm not a massive fan of him, so I don't often pick up Jimmy Wang Yu films, although I am warming to him. So you never know. 88 Films, all their Shaw Brothers films I will pick up immediately. That's a given.
Didn't you tell me what you wanted for Christmas?
Yeah. I want Devan to buy me the Short Scope box set from Arrow Short Scope
Which
volume
what
3.
number? Yeah, volume 3.
Yeah.
You have 1 and 2.
I do. I'd like Devan to pick up volume 3.
And I 100% thought there's another one.
There's maybe another 2 on the horizon. Yeah.
Lord. Okay.
And there's another Bruceploitation box set as well coming. That's
Good Lord.
good stuff. Yes, I do buy most Kung Fu Cinema releases from these labels, I will admit. Yes, I also pick up the occasional media book from Germany, which I think is not a good idea because I'm pretty sure right around the corner, Eureka and 88 Films, people like that, maybe Vinegar Syndrome, are going to actually pick up these Girls with Guns films. But I do tend to pick up a few German media books, I will admit. I love a media book, even if they're all in German. And then your other question as to whether I pick up Asian cinema releases in general, no. I do not just buy any old Asian cinema. It has to really appeal to me. I think a recent film, was it An Autumn's Tale, came out from 88 Films. I didn't pick up that, for example. They really have to appeal to me. But Motorway, I picked up that. And oh my god, there's a film that came out.
Don't disturb the cat.
Sorry. Farewell, My Concubine. I picked up Farewell, My Concubine as well, and so they have to really appeal to me, but I do not just willy-nilly pick up any Asian cinema release. Did I used to? 100%. But we're running out of room a little bit, and it just costs too much. I can't pick up every Asian cinema release as much as I'd love to. Also, I do not pick up nearly as much Japanese cinema as you might think I do, because I am just simply not well versed in Japanese cinema. I do not know enough about these films that are being released. Radiance, the kind of newish label, they have released nothing but Japanese cinema, it seems. A whole shitload of it. I haven't picked up any of it. Not a single one. Apart from the Shinobi box set. I'm not well versed in Japanese cinema. And I'm scared to pick up any just in case they're just not very good. So I don't pick them up. Korean cinema, I love. I pick up pretty much everything that's Korean. But that's modern stuff. I'll pick up old school stuff for Korea as well. Yeah, so that's it. And also, do I order them every 3 to 4 months or do I buy them as they come out? I buy them as they come out.
Yeah.
I never buy en masse. This is a question for Cyrus. Elijah PDX. We will answer your question next episode because Cyrus will want to answer that one. So I appreciate you. Let's see. Which martial art? This is from Matt Merritt. Which martial artist do you think is the most physically athletic? I think there's one answer to this.
I would probably agree with you.
You'd say Yun Biao?
Yeah.
Were you going to say Yun Biao?
No.
What were you going to say?
Oh, I thought Jackie.
No.
But I guess he's not athletic.
I will say
he just is stunts heavy.
Jackie Chan is the most well-rounded, in my opinion. Jackie Chan can do everything.
But yeah.
Yun Biao a little bit.
But athletic, yes. Your answer makes sense.
No, your answer makes sense as well. It very much makes sense. Jackie can do everything, and he's very physically dominant. He can pretty much do everything he puts his mind to. But can Jackie do like 9 backflips in a row? Probably not.
Yeah,
Yun Biao can. Yun Biao is it for me. I mean, he's lighter, he's smaller, so he can do more of the tumbling, more of the gymnastics. So I think him, the other people I mentioned were Yunhua. Yunhua doubles for everyone and seems to be able to do everything, but he's just in his films, he never shows it off that much. When he's actually acting in front of the camera, he never really shows off his gymnastic abilities that much. But we know he can do it because he doubled for Bruce Lee, doubled for a whole bunch of people. So Yunhua's up there. And last one I'll throw out is Damien Walters. People don't talk about Damien Walters enough.
Who's a Damien Walters?
He's a British stuntman. And granted, he hasn't been in many films, but he's doubled and done stunt work for everyone. He fight choreographed Kingsman. and I think he was in Kingsman doing stunt work. He's the most insane acrobat I think I've ever seen. He does insane stuff. And his new film, he's actually directing a film. I think it's called School Fight, and it's due out soon. And I'm really interested to see what he does. Are you looking him up?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just like pull up a video of him, and he'll just do some nutty stuff.
Okay.
But he started off as an acrobat, and he can do crazy stuff.
Gymnast.
Some people might say, Donnie Yen's up there. I don't agree. Donnie Yen can't do backflips.
I wouldn't go along with that.
Neither can Jet Li.
No.
But, there's a whole bunch out there that are really good. Like Chang Sheng from the Venoms. He could do a lot. Most of the Venoms could do a lot. But anyway, Yun Biao is my number one answer. He's the most athletic. And then he asked, which is the most stylish martial arts star? There's only one answer here. Bruce Lee. Bruce Lee wore impeccable outfits when he was around. He can make dungarees look cool. Overalls look cool.
I'd say he's, if I think,
if you look
stylish.
at some of his 70s outfits, he's crisp as hell. Yeah.
Oh, I meant, okay. You're talking fashion. I thought meant like as far as like all of it.
Yeah, his yes. His persona is very stylish.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought he meant I think he means like outfit wise.
Interesting.
But Bruce was crisp as hell.
Okay.
Yeah. Also, T. Lung and David Chang used to wear some snazzy outfits back in the day. Lots of platforms, lots of big hats. Nice stuff. Here's one for you, Devan. You should be able to. This is the last question we have. We didn't have many for this week.
Okay.
Adam O'Connor actually sent in a question. Now, I just want to speak momentarily about Adam O'Connor and implore everyone to watch the debut episode of his podcast. He just launched a podcast. We're not sponsored or anything like that. I watched it. I just found it very, very interesting. The podcast is called One Arm No Legs. The One Arm No Legs podcast. And there's a reason why it's called the One Arm No Legs podcast is because Adam
you should let them find out when they watch it.
I've got to tell the premise, so that's what the interesting part is.
Okay.
Basically, Adam only has the use of one arm, and the person who's co-hosting it has no legs. So that's the premise of it, and they talk openly about their disabilities and working in the media industry with disabilities. They talk about films. Just two very, very genuine guys, and it also feels like they're getting to know each other. Like they're not lifelong friends.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like they're feeling each other out. It's really, really interesting. They have one episode, so if you want to go ahead and take a look at that, I think you'll find it like pretty interesting. And he asks, my question is this.
Yes.
Is there a movie that should be remade?
Interesting.
And he said the movie can be good or bad.
Interesting. Oof.
I have one, but it's a film that no one's seen.
What's yours?
It's a horror film from 1987, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
It's called Clown House.
Okay.
It's about a bunch of people that escape from an insane asylum, and then they dress up as clowns, and they basically stalk this boy and his friends. It's very spooky. I know, before anyone says that film's very, very controversial, I know the director is a very controversial figure. Turned out the director did some horrible things and was a bad person.
Gross.
And served some jail time. But
Gross.
the film itself is prime for a remake. Get away from that director, that nasty bastard. Remake it. I think clowns are still scary. People love clowns, and I think we're prime for a new.
Do people love clowns?
No, in terms of like horror films, they're like a good horror icon.
Okay.
And I think we're prime for a good, scary clown horror film. Yes. And don't ever come to me and say, what about Terrifier? Terrifier isn't scary. It's just gory. We want a scary clown film.
I'm trying to think. So good films I wouldn't want to remake at all because they're good. So
exactly.
What's the point?
No one wants to remake Terminator.
I'm trying to think of... Oh, please don't do that.
Remake Terminator?
Don't do that.
That'd be mental.
Unnecessary.
No one's ever going to do that.
So I'm trying to think of something that's bad, but maybe has potential. Oh! Got it. Got it. I wonder how many people watch this movie.
Here's with it.
Doom.
Doom?
I think it has potential.
Doom is a good film.
It's fun. I enjoy. Don't get me wrong. I enjoy.
It's very
Doom.
enjoyable.
It's a fun film,
Oh,
but
you are
I
right, though.
think it 100% could be better.
Yeah, I think you're right. If they made it like a dark horror film,
Uh-huh.
that'd be quite good.
A bit,
actually.
yeah. If they made it a bit darker,
Yeah.
I do like Doom. Don't get me wrong.
Doom's a fun film. I know most
Doom-
people say shit. I got it.
Doom is
I bought it.
Doom is fun,
I put it on 4K.
but I think it could be better.
I had a good time with Doom. I've only watched it once, and it was a few years ago, and I really enjoyed
I've watched it. I've watched it a couple of times.
You know what film I think
could
they
be
could
better.
remake?
Hmm.
And it's prime for a remake,
Hmm.
right? Get Johnny Depp out of there, right?
Okay.
Pirates of the Caribbean has been put to bed.
Yes.
We don't want it.
Yes. Correct.
We're looking for a new pirate film. You know what they should
Okay.
remake?
What?
Cutthroat Island.
You know, I've never seen it. I heard it's like
garbage.
the worst.
It's garbage, but a new pirate film. I know they're making a new Pirates of the Caribbean, and yes, I know Margot Robbie is
they
going to
doing-
be. Yeah,
really?
apparently it's a female protagonist now. Yeah, Margot Robbie was attached. I don't know if she's still doing it, but
Huh.
apparently they are going to like do a brand new Pirates of the Caribbean. But don't do that. Do Cutthroat Island.
Sure. I mean, I've never seen it. Heard it's bad, so haven't watched it.
Name one more film that they should never remake.
That they should never remake.
Yeah, what film should they never remake?
Oh Lord, there's so many.
So many.
So many. Just thinking off the top of my head, something that was recent. Godzilla -1.
No, that's too obvious. What about an older film?
An
that they
older
should
film.
remake?
They should not remake Jaws. Jaws is great. Doesn't need it.
That's a very, very
100% does not need a remake.
You know what film I think they should never remake? And I love it, and it's just untouchable, and it's a weird answer. Gremlins. They should never remake Gremlins. The atmosphere of Gremlins, the aura
Yeah.
that Gremlins has, they can't do that. They can't do that.
I would agree with that.
Some films just, you know what they dropped the ball with? When they did a fucking new Home Alone. You can't do Home Alone now. Home Alone, it captures an era. It's captured perfectly in Home Alone. You can't go remaking films like that.
I would agree.
But Jaws is a great shout. Yeah. You can't remake Jaws. Give us all the fucking shark films in the world. I love a shark film. Love a shark film.
Mhm.
Let's watch Deep Blue Sea tonight.
Should we?
Yeah.
Sure, why not?
Okay.
We're going to watch Deep Blue Sea after
We're going to watch
this.
Deep Blue Sea. I haven't watched it in a long time.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Is that the one where he goes, yes, they died, and I hope they burn in hell?
What, that Samuel L. Jackson says?
Yeah.
Probably.
Oh, wait, is that just a Dave Chappelle? I'm going into Dave Chappelle says that in his show, and I'm wondering if it's an actual line.
I don't
Am I
I
getting
don't
my wires crossed?
think that's in Deep Blue Sea.
Oh, maybe it's not in anything. Anyway, we've gone just over an hour. This is good. Guys, I'm going to ask you a question, and I'd like you all to answer if you can. If you don't feel comfortable answering, then I'm absolutely fine with that. But do you think I'm handsome? No, I'm only kidding. I know I'm handsome. No, the question is, do you like this this sounds bad because Cyrus isn't here, but do you like us talking more about shapes and what the ins and outs of the film and the genre and what Devan loves and what Cyrus loves and what I love and fight scenes and the history of Sammo and the history? Do you like us talking more about that, or do you like us to just fucking freestyle it and just go through the
And
film
go off the
and
rails.
make fun of it and go off the rails and tangents? I imagine all of you are going to say this: I like a nice mix. Which is fine. I agree with that. But I'm just wondering, because I know we go off on tangents sometimes. Personally, I love a tangent. I love a tangent. I love chatting bullshit. I love. Someone said the other day that Cyrus is just the backbone of the show. That he is the one that brings the comedy.
Yep.
I
would agree.
But
Well, that's because he doesn't want to talk about the film.
yeah, he just wants to talk about the films. That's it. He
Lord.
brings the funnies because he doesn't want to talk about the films.
Yeah.
You'd be surprised, and I'm not saying that I'm as funny as Cyrus. I'm not saying anything like that. But you'd be surprised how similar me and Cyrus are when we talk. We're both very
it's
right?
very much so. Yeah, you should. Yeah, but of course,
I tone it down for the podcast.
Yeah, because we're here to talk about a movie. That's
Someone has
the
to keep
point
this
of it.
motherfucker on the rails.
Right. So he is our host, so he has to keep things going. But yeah, those two just chatting by themselves.
Yeah.
I mean, I bet it comes out when I'm not there. You two and
our episodes are wild.
so
upset you don't listen to him, but okay.
No.
You don't listen to your husband's podcast. That's all right.
If I'm not on it, then no.
Fucking ego on this one. But yes, when you're away.
So they get a peek.
Oh yeah, they definitely get a peek. We go wild when you're not around. Yeah, definitely. We're let off the chain, and it's fun, you know. But yes, I kind of try and keep this podcast on track. I'm not saying I'm as funny as Cyrus. I'm not going, why do you think he's funny? I'm funny too. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that you'd be surprised how on a level me and Cyrus are.
Yeah, they are.
But yeah, anyway.
I have a question.
Oh.
So if you guys wouldn't mind providing an answer, what should I name my little friend here that I won because I'm awesome? Because I'm awesome at darts. Is that better?
I don't know. You just had him held you were a praying mantis.
I'm cuddling him. I'm holding him. Yeah.
He looks like your prey.
My little sloth friend.
Yeah, what shall she name him?
Yeah.
What shall she name him?
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of trying to think of a name now.
Trying to think of something fun.
Yeah, I can't.
So yeah, if you got any suggestions, hit me up.
Yeah. Let us know.
Yeah.
We will wrap it up. But
you know what we should do before we wrap it up?
Maybe talk about our Patreon.
That's right.
Ladies and gents, we have a Patreon. Come on now. Of course we do. It's www.patreon.com/food4thought.
Yes.
If you'd like to join us, tell them what we're doing tomorrow, Devan.
Tomorrow we are doing a commentary. For our patrons, we like to pick a film, not Kung Fu related, but just something that's fun. Something just to break things up and that we can have a good time with. We've done commentary for Paranormal Activity. We've done commentary for Over the Top. And we've done commentary for the Jake Gyllenhaal Roadhouse. And tomorrow...
The original Roadhouse as well.
Oh shit, we did.
Roadhouse on an episode.
Oh, we did.
We did the original Roadhouse commentary.
I'm referring... We didn't. Oh, you are correct.
We did the
We
did
Jake Gyllenhaal for an actual episode. We did okay, you are correct. We did Patrick Swayze Roadhouse as a commentary for Patreon. And tomorrow we're going to be recording...
We did Batman as well, Batman and Robin.
Well, I couldn't remember all of them, so that's what okay.
Sorry, we did a lot.
We also did Batman and Robin. But tomorrow we are doing a classic from a just phenomenal actor who gives you everything in his performances. A Nick Cage classic. We are doing Con Air.
We're doing Constitutional Airlines. And it should be fun. Just me and Devan doing that. Again, we can't get Cyrus to our place. He refuses to come here. No one knows why.
He really does.
Maybe because he has to put on pants. Who knows?
Who knows?
But it's just going to be me and Devan talking about Con Air. Talking about the beauteous Nick Cage.
Yeah.
And
but also we put up polls for what an episode should be.
This week the patrons are getting it all. They're getting a commentary. They're getting a poll.
Yeah.
I'm going to pole dance in a video for them.
They get early access to stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And who are our patrons?
Ooh, I get to read it this time.
Yeah.
Oh my lord.
You've never read them before.
I have not. Oh my lord.
You better read them. You better read them good.
I feel like I've been given some sort of honor.
Yes, Queen.
Our beautiful, beautiful patrons are Miles Bell, Alpha Rookie, Nick Martin, Nicholas Blanchard, Amok Pal, Rema, Disconnected, Tristan Glover, Robert Christensen, the beautiful Art School Dropouts, Eloquent James Glennie, the one and only the Don Jitsu, Tina, and my man Benjamin.
You read them better than I do. You're going to do that every episode now. Also, I forgot to mention that the person who asked me about the Blu-rays and what Blu-rays I buy, that was Alpha Rookie. I don't think I said who it was earlier, did I?
I don't remember.
It was Alpha Rookie. Alpha Rookie's a really good guy. We talk on Twitter sometimes.
Thank you all.
So if you'd like to join the Patreon, that'd be awesome. You can give us just a few dollars a month, and come along, check out our secret content.
Oh yeah, as well as oh my god, why am I blanking? Uncut.
Oh, yeah. Every single weekend
Yeah.
when we launch this episode, we also record an episode of Food for Thought Uncut,
Correct.
where we get a bit goofy. Sometimes
We
we're
just have
bit
a little
filthy.
chat.
Sometimes we just have a little chat. Sometimes we get in depth about our lives. Sometimes we talk about mental health. Sometimes we talk about doing our taxes. It's a good old time. Join us.
Yes.
Join the dark side. Yeah. Okay, next episode we will be doing a dark Korean film. Haven't decided which one yet. Have not decided which one yet. So it's still up in the air. It will not be a martial arts film. There may be some action in it, but it will not be a martial arts film. I'm trying to branch out a little bit. Trying to do a little bit of this, a little bit of that. By the way, coming up, we're going to do Seven Samurai on this podcast. I'm warning everyone. We're going to do Seven Samurai.
Okay.
It's a 4-hour film, my love.
Christ.
Yes, it's a long one.
Oh my
That's
god.
what she said. We will be doing Seven Samurai at some point, although it might be a little bit down the line. And then just a heads up for everyone, this October, we're making October spooky, and we're going to do 2 spooky films for October. I think I have the ones in mind, but a little spoiler for October, one of them will be Project Wolf Hunting.
Is the other going to be Ghostbusters Frozen Empire?
Yes.
Yes.
It's going to be Ghostbusters Frozen Empire. It's going to be Gremlins. I'd love to do Gremlins. Anyway, thank you so much, everyone. We really, really appreciate you. If you like what you see or hear, if you listen to it audibly, not audibly. Yeah. If you like what you see or hear, please, please, please give us a big old fat like. While you're at it,
thumbs up.
why don't you bloody well subscribe? We're going to continue doing this. We're doing this forever, baby. We're here. We're here. We're live. We're not live. We're here. We're live. And we're bloody good at what we do. But yeah, give us a subscribe, will you?
Yeah.
Give us a like. And then, you know what? If you're on YouTube, come along and drop us a comment. Do I reply to every single comment? Yes, I bloody well do. You better believe it. I'll have a nice old chin wag for you. We can get to know each other romantically, intimately. Who knows what'll happen?
Yeah.
Yeah. Come along. Subscribe. Sorry, not subscribe. Leave comments, but subscribe as well. I think that's it, right? Thumbs up, subscribe.
I think so.
And share us if you want to. I don't think people share things anymore. I don't think people do that anymore.
I don't think so.
Yeah, but if your grandma would be into this podcast, show her. Send her a Facebook link. Send her a fucking MySpace link. She'll love it. All right, everyone. Gonna wrap it up here. Hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll have Cyrus back next episode. I think we will because he likes a Korean film. He loves those Koreans. Not North Koreans. He's against them. He says they are the scourge of the earth. No, he likes a dark Korean film. So if you have any suggestions, last thing before we go, if you have any suggestions as to which Korean film we should do, please let me know. I'm thinking A Bittersweet Life. I'm thinking Midnight. I'm thinking other films. So let me know what you think. All right. Thank you so much, everyone. We're going to wrap it up. Take care. And we will catch you.
Deepest, bluest. My hat is like a shark's fin.
I like it. That's good. I was looking directly in the camera when you said that. You're going to say it anyway. We'll catch you
Next time.
Thank you. That's how we do things. Press stop.